So picking up where we left off, what we're going to focus on doing right now is we want to kind of test out our weights and have a good way of seeing them. So far we've just been rotating joints to get a good idea of how things are deforming. You could even go in and set some keyframes. That would allow you to kind of animate it so you can paint on your weights and everything. But for this, we're going to use some Mocap that is a part of Maya to test our weights and kind of give us a little bit of animation data that we can see how everything is moving and looking. So to use this, we're going to use Maya's HIK system. We're going to go to our animation tab, and we are going to go up to, let's see, where Windows, General Editors, Animation Editors, here it is. Under Windows Animation Editors, there's this Human IK. Okay, we're going to click on that, and it's going to pull up this window here. So we can nest it over here on the side. Maybe. Nope. So we do that. Here we go. We'll just nest it in there for right now. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to set up a new character definition. So this is our character here. We're going to create a character definition. Okay, so this one is just character 2. Yours just might say character 1. The name isn't that important. But what we're going to do is we have this character here in this UI, and we need to assign all the bones to the corresponding bones in here. So what this will do is it's going to be what the mocap data uses to transfer the animation data onto our skeleton. So we're going to start here with our hips. And right here, there's the hips node. If you just right click on it, and you can say assign selected bone, it's going to show up green. And then we're going to go up to that root joint. We're going to put it as our main spline or spine joint. So assign selected joint. And now we have 3 more joints we need to add into the spine. So there's this little circle with a little down arrow in it. And if we click that, it's going to expand the view, and we're going to see all these optional options we can put in. So, and it just goes in order. 1, 2, 3, however many joints you have. We just have 3, so we're going to click on our lower back joint and right click on that spine, option 1, and do assign selected bone. And then we'll go up to our mid back and do the same thing, and then up to our upper back. So don't worry about it where it lines up on the image here. It just needs to be in order. So if you're skipping spaces to be like, this joint is actually more like here, and this joint should be more like here, don't worry about that. It just needs to be in order. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll click on this up arrow to come back out. And now we have our neck. So we'll select our neck. We just have 1 neck joint. We're just going to right click, assign selected bone, come back up, and now we're going to add our head joint, which is this guy, and just right click, assign selected bone. Now we're going to start adding everything in on the right side. If everything is done well, things are named right and mirrored, then it's going to take care of the left side for us. So left upper leg is just our hip. So we'll add that, and you'll notice it added the right one for us automatically. And then we need our knee. And then we're going to do our ankle. And then in order to get that ball in there, we've got to use this left feet view. And we're just going to add it to this left toe base. Just like that. And then we're going to come back up. So See, we're all set there. We're going to come up and we're going to get our clavicle. So we just have one joint for the clavicle. Sign that and go up. And now we have our shoulder. Sign selected bone. And our elbow. Sign selected bone. We could even go in here and we can add one twist joint here. Just like that. And then we're going to go in, select our wrist, sign selected there. So this just giving a little warning that says the right arm doesn't seem to be parallel to the x-axis. Might just be that extra bone, but it's nothing to worry about. It's nothing that's going to stop us from moving forward. All right, but we're going to add all of our wonderful finger joints one at a time. So cancel that. Go, and then our tip. And then we're going to do the same thing with each of our fingers. So just going, right-clicking, assign selected bone, assign selected bone for every finger. Down, and that'll do it for our ring finger, or our middle finger, excuse me, and that, and that does it for our ring finger. Okay, and then we just need our pinky. Sign selected, sign selected, sign selected. Okay. Come back out. Things are pretty well mirrored. This is just giving us that same warning, but it's nothing that's going to stop us. That's all we really need to do in here. The other thing we need to do is we need to import some Mocap data. So we can do that by going up to our Windows and coming down to our content browser. And then in the content browser under examples, there's an animation folder and a motion capture folder. And if you go to the FBX folder, you will find all of this. And you can pick any of these. Now, if you were to go to generic, there's actually a README file that says, if you were to open it up, it says to get more samples, go to this website, and it gives you this link here. Bring up. So right here, it's not actually a website. It just automatically downloads a zip folder. So if you go to autodesk.com /Maya-creative market-samples, it's going to download a zip folder with several other examples that you're welcome to download and use as well. So we'll close that. Let's see if I have it. Those files, if you do download it, will come in like this. Mocap examples, and it'll give you all these other examples and some male and female ones with some names, and then a few of the motion capture data that they have for those. So if you want, you can download and unzip those files. For this, for right now, we're just going to use what we already have. So any of these, jump, look around, muscle flex, door slam, push over, quick look. Let's go with what sounds good. Let's just use our attack position. So if we do that, we can just click import. Okay. And it's going to bring it in. It's right here. And you'll notice we have this giant skeleton now that is kind of in this position. So if we come up to our menus, so we have our character selected, which is character 2, and then we have a source option. And under that source, we can click on what we just brought in, attack position 1. And yes. Okay. We're going to ignore the other one that's in there. Okay. So now we have it in position. There might be a few screwy things here. So some of the rotation orders are just a little bit wonky from what we have on our model. But it does give us a little bit of animation here just for free. So here he is looking around. Let me turn this off. Kind of see, very intimidating. Oh my goodness. But it automatically gives you a lot of stuff to look at and see, like, hey, in an animation, how is this deforming? Do I have any issues that I need to fix on the model? And maybe this is one. But we can go in and we can go to our paint weights tool and kind of test that while we have it in here. We'll go to our tool settings, come up probably somewhere here. With this, I can actually see how it's deforming, and then if I want to make adjustments, I totally can. So while it's in it, and then I can move it again without ever exiting my tool. So it's a great way to kind of test just initially how your weights are looking. So we will come back out here. Okay. So there we go, Patrick, very intimidating here as we look at that. So it gives us a pretty good idea of what's happening with our deformation. Looks like it's a longer animation. Maybe longer than that. Well, let's see what we got. And then he goes back into this wonderful default pose. Okay. So now, just a couple things to note with this. We can go in, and if you want to get back to your normal position, what you need to do is you need to go back to your stance, and then you can click to none. Right? If you go to your attack position 1, here we are, and then you went just straight back to none, it's going to lock in all of those rotations. So there's no animation that's being tied to it from our mocap, so we're not getting any motion. So if that happens, you're frozen in a pose, just come back into your human IK and then turn it back on for the source, and then just go again back to stance and then none. And it is back off where you can move it and see how everything looks. So yeah, so that's it for mocap. It's just a quick little reference for testing your weights. You're welcome to bring in others and take a look. So I'd kind of mess with a few others. I don't know if they're still in here. Here's run fast. Nah, it's remembering the stuff that I brought in, but I deleted it out of my scene when I was done. So we'll go back here, and there it is. Okay. And that is it. So adjust your weights, get everything looking and feeling good. I'm not going to worry too much about these fingers. Obviously, their joint orientations are different than mine, which is why we're getting this really terrible rotation happening here on the fingers. He looks like he's been tortured. Yeah. So we won't worry too much about that, but we can at least see how they are kind of bending and looking in a very unnatural position, and it's not too bad. So that's it.